Today I'm talking about cinematic opening scenes in video games. Before the game has even truly started, you'll often be gifted with a cinematic of some sort. This could be a trailer or a scene that sets up a game, letting you know the setting, some of the important characters, and giving a bit of background to the world you're about to become a part of. As for backing for this video, I'll be showing several different video game intros. Some of them you'll recognise, and others you may not. These intros have some variety to them, not just in what they show, but also how they show it. Most of the games I show have a simple cinematic to start things off. Others split themselves in half, starting with a cinematic element that show the world off, and then moving to a more personal element, showing where your character is in that world. In these intros, you sometimes get a level of control. Skyrim lets you look around as you take the carriage ride to Helgen. This isn't necessary. After all, the control you have is incredibly limited, and doesn't make a real change to what happens. What it does do, though, is give you some time to inhabit your character before the game truly begins. It's a small touch, but I think it adds something to the game. I've been sat here trying to work out exactly what it adds, and I haven't completely got it yet. That said, I do think there's value in letting the player interact with an opening cinematic, in a way that doesn't compromise what's being conveyed. No matter what you do, you still learn that you're heading to the Imperial-controlled Helgen to be executed, along with the leader of the rebellious Stormcloaks. The more cinematic openings aren't bad. They have the advantage of more cinematic angles, showing you a variety of images to go along with the story being told. They are essentially short films that are played before you actually get to play the game. I love films and cinema and media in general, and I like the fact they're included, but it does create a clear divide between playing the game and simply watching it. They're two very different experiences, and if I'm replaying a game regularly, I don't want to watch the opening cinematic. All I care about is actually playing the game. Intro cinematics seem to be designed mostly for new players. They're either a trailer for the game, convincing the viewer that they'll enjoy the game they're about to play, or they provide information which you normally learn within the game anyway. Despite this, there's still innate enjoyment anyone can get from the intros. I've just watched the cinematic intro to Elder Scrolls Online, a game that didn't end up appealing to me too much. Even though I'm not really a fan of that game, I can still enjoy the cinematic, as a beautiful visual representation of a world the game takes place in. At the start of this video, I showed the Wanderer Wednesdays intro. It's something I put together when I first came up with the series, but I rarely use it now. In the world of YouTube, you're supposed to hook the viewer and get straight to the point in order to keep people's attention. So, why have an intro? Sure, it looks nice, I've set it to some pretty cool music, and I'm proud of having made it, but what does it truly add? I normally omit the intro from these videos now, because these thoughts pass through my mind every time I go to add it. However, I'm including it now, and I may well include it more often going forwards. Although it does just add to the overall length of the video, and turn some people away, it also gives you something to remember, and get you into the right mindset to watch the video. Some of you will have watched this series from the beginning, and that intro I include gives a sense of familiarity. Something that you might have come to expect or enjoy. An audio-visual reminder of videos you've watched in the past that brings them to the front of your mind. This same basic principle applies with video game intros. They remind us of past games we've played, and provide us with a shared experience, regardless of how we approach the title as a whole. You could have played over 1,000 hours of Skyrim, but if you run into someone who only played for 10 hours, you still shared in that same opening journey to Helgen. I feel I'm starting to ramble and lose focus a little now, but at least that gives more time to show different game intros. This video isn't going to be very long, so I'll only be able to get a small number of intros into the video, but I hope you enjoyed watching them regardless. As a quick challenge for you, if you think you know all of them, put them in a comment below. I might be altering how often Wanderer Wednesdays appears in order to focus on other videos, but I'm certainly not done with this series yet. It may end up not being weekly, but there's still a fair few things I want to discuss with you all in this format. That's all for this video now though. If you've enjoyed, make sure you do click the like button, share the video around if you think anyone else would enjoy it, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.